So first episode during the Panderverse is a good parody of Disney and a comedic goal that for making fun of their dumb decisions. At the time when it almost feels like parodies or jokes as actually illegal. But I do feel like they held back their punches. It was a criticism on Disney, but I don't think they nearly went hard enough on them. Especially on Iger and Kathleen, the franchise owner Kennedy. They even gave her out at the end. She was made to look as if what she did was the right thing, or at least she thought what she was doing was the right thing, and it was everyone else's fault, especially the fans' fault, that she went dark, which is worse apart from what actually happened. You can't really make a stale vision in staler. The worst part of the episode was when they were trying to shift the blame away from Kathleen Kennedy and on to the fans. After the fan backlash was the reason she was making worse movies. First of all, if you're a good director, good producer, good leader, you probably take in the criticism and make the movie better. And our argument is that fans are toxic. That's the reason why she got so much backlash. But she was gonna get backlash either way because the movies weren't any good. So it was not because of fans are toxic. It's because she was bad at making movies. And they went really easy on Iger, the architect of Disney's failures. He essentially gave up on Disney during the pandemic and gave the reins to Chadwick for him to save the company and also to take the blunt of the blame for Iger's shortcomings. And when the pandemic was over, he essentially just fired out of nowhere and took back the company and blamed all of the Iger shortcomings on Chadwick, even though Chadwick was the one guy who was trying to fix everything that Iger had done to Disney. From the episode portrayal, it almost feels like Iger is just an innocent bystander who's being dragged around by an unknown entity and made to see the company that he built up get ruined. It is anything but. First of all, he never created anything original in Disney. He sequentially bought different companies and started to sequentially ruin them, like Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, and the latest edition would be his fault. He hasn't started ruining it yet, but obviously that is on the agenda. It is good to see someone taking jabs at Disney for the horrible decisions they have made. Even though it was good and it did a lot of things right and it was extremely funny, I do feel like they held a lot of their punches back and it could have been a lot better if they didn't. So in this video, I'm gonna go in a little more in depth on the shortcomings of this episode.
Have a good day at school, sweetie.
Fuck you, Mom! This is bullshit. How do you get your mom arrested for child abuse?
They're right on the money with this one. If Disney ever got their hands on third part and made a live action remake, which at this point is at stake, it will be old woman and old diverse. Except there would be one guy, but obviously he has to be dumb and stupid and he'd probably need a girl helping tie his shoe just to show how dumb he is.
And then I see Butters, and he's like, "Hey, Eric, you want to see what my mom packed me for lunch?" Everyone I cared about has been systematically replaced. Why are they replacing every single character with someone who is diverse? It's not our fault, it's because of Kathleen Kennedy. Fuck it, make it more lame. No, please, Kathleen Kennedy, stop ruining everything. Put another gay diverse woman in it, make it more fucking lame. Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down. And then Bob Iger is all like, no, what's going on with my stocks?
Even though they do backtrack a little later on, this talking about Disney and how Kathleen Kennedy conducts herself. The fans keep on telling her how to fix the movies, but she keeps ignoring them. The thing is that Kathleen Kennedy is definitely one of the reasons for the downfall of Disney and should definitely share a large portion of the blame. But she isn't the only reason for its downfall. A portion of the blame should definitely go to Iger. He definitely knows why his stocks are going down and he knows how to fix it. The problem is fixing it would make him lose some political capital, so he doesn't. I mean, for instance, one, he could stop blaming the fans for everything Disney does wrong and start actually listening to them and making the movies a lot better.
God damn it, I'm not fat. I'm just shamed for my body in a world where white men decide what's beautiful. What the fuck was that? Why would I say that? I don't say that. It's happening to all of us, you guys. You might think everything is okay. Disney is gonna get you. Kathleen Kennedy's gonna get you. Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are gonna get you.
The sad part is they already have.
Sit down, boys. One of our students here says you've been treating them unfairly.
Treating who unfairly? We didn't do anything. We're just minding our own business and she keeps saying she's Eric Cartman.
Okay, and what's wrong with that?
What's wrong is it doesn't make any sense.
Okay, I see. There's a diverse female where Cartman used to be and you don't like that.
It's not that we don't like it. Don't you think that's weird?
Well, I don't see a problem with it at all. And if you boys don't think Eric can be a black woman, then maybe the problem is you.
What? You think it's perfectly normal that Cartman is suddenly a black woman?
You probably don't like that Indiana Jones got replaced by a female either, huh? Probably have a problem with Black Spider-Man, too.
No, Miles Morales is sweet. That's a whole constructed thing with its own character and narrative, and this is just taking Cartman, same old Cartman, and putting a black woman in it. What the fuck is going on?
I'll tell you what's going on. You boys feel that your white culture is being threatened, and so you're lashing out with racism. And if you say anything more about a black woman Cartman not making any sense, then you can all just have 3 weeks detention. Now get out of my office!
God damn it!
This is essentially the state of the world right now. No one really cares about the amount of melanin in someone else's skin, but it does get annoying when it gets shoved down our throat. And when we point out the absurdity in certain situations like this one, we are made to look like the bad guys, and we call a lot of ists and phobics just for pointing out fact. So one of the times when South Park does get it right.
Our stocks are down and every Disney movie this year has failed.
We don't understand it, sir. We keep making the same movie over and over and pandering to everyone, but suddenly it's not working.
Then we've got to pander harder.
Or it's actually pandering to everyone and no one at the same time. Definitely feels like it makes opportunity from South Park, and also it does never work once. I don't know why it will start working now, but it does reflect the real world. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Disney knows what the problem is, but they don't want to fix it because they're too stubborn to accept defeat, especially Iger. He keeps on doubling down on his woke agenda and making things even worse.
I think the problem is Kathleen Kennedy.
Kathleen Kennedy has made studios a lot of money.
I don't believe it's the truth when they say she made a lot of money for the studios. I do believe she made a lot of money for the studios when she was under talented people like George Lucas. But when she had the reins, everything she did was to the detriment of the movies and its potential revenue. Sure, Star Wars movies made a lot of money, but it wasn't due to her talent but George's legacy. What she did was ruin an entire franchise and lose any potential future revenue that it could have gotten because she thought it would be a good idea to give the fans the middle finger. It's a lot easier to push down a roller coaster from the top rather than from the ground up. She was given a franchise on a silver platter at the height of its popularity and nostalgia, and she still managed to drop the ball.
Well, she's on her way in right now. If you want to tell Kathleen Kennedy you think she's from an alternate universe because we misused the Panderstone, go right ahead.
This is one of the moments where South Park doesn't go nearly hard enough on Rob Iger, who is destroying Disney and corrupting his brand. The entirety of the blame doesn't really fall on Kathleen Kennedy, even though the destruction of Star Wars may does fall on, but again, not the entirety of the destruction of Disney. This is one of the outs that South Park give Kathleen Kennedy by shifting the blame away from her actions to another entity that's pretending to be her. But then again, maybe they just didn't want to give Kathleen Kennedy any kind of ammo to potentially sue them.
Is there a problem, people?
We were just discussing ideas of what to do with the new Prince Eric movie.
Put a chick in it, make her gay!
Well, then maybe we should go a different route than we did with Indiana Jones.
Fuck Indiana Jones, put a chick in it and make her name it gay!
Sure, yeah. Well, let's try that. Again.
And I like how she emphasized how the movie needed to be lame. And again, in this episode, Iger acts as if he doesn't really have any choice, but most of the ideas that brought destruction onto Disney was Iger's ideas. So it is kind of weird that they're going super easy on Iger.
Kathleen Kennedy is down on set right now ruining the new Bambi movie.
Any diverse woman in it, make it gay!
But Mrs. Kennedy, Bambi's a baby deer.
Fuck baby dear, put a chick in it, make her gay!
If Kathleen Kennedy does get her hands on Bambi, this is probably what she would do. She is the runner of franchises after all. In times when South Park does get it right.
I took images of Mrs. Kennedy, them against images of her from a few months ago. With AI, we could detect the smallest irregularities. Different.
Hollywood executives do have room temperature IQs, so they would probably need a computer to tell them the obvious. But again, I don't like the angle in which the clone takes the blame.
Kyle, who is this?
Oh, haven't you heard, Mom? And this is supposed to be Eric Cartman.
Oh, okay, I'm fine with that.
What do you mean you're fine with that?
I think all this stuff is great, Kyle.
And what all stuff is that exactly?
Where's Eric Cartman?
Dad, this might be hard to understand, but this is Eric Cartman.
Oh, okay, great. Come on, Eric, we need to go.
This is essentially every normal person's reaction when he or she doesn't get why people are just bending over backwards to accept the absurdity in certain situations.
There you are, Miss Kennedy, the linguine and clam sauce.
Excuse me, I believe I asked you to put a chick in this and make her gay.
Yes, the chef was a little confused what you meant by that.
It means put a chick in the linguine and make her fucking gay! And I want it lame!
She can't even leave the waiters alone, poor guy.
Oh my god, please, no! No!
that is probably the future of KFC. Nowadays, it's really hard for people to create parodies without reality actually catching up to them. Then again, I hope that is not the case here.
It's not us, you guys! I knew there was an explanation! We didn't waste our time at college! We didn't get lazy from technology! Everything is Kathleen Kennedy's fault! Yeah!
One of the moments where they make it sound like we are at fault, that we are actually unfairly criticizing them. Sure, there are a few people who blame everyone else for their own shortcomings, but 80% of the criticism/blame that Disney face is true. And that number goes up to 95% when it comes to Kathleen Kennedy.
Everyone, we are running out of time. We have to close the Panderverse before everything we care about is destroyed.
That is ironic coming from Robert Iger. He is the cause for most of the destruction, and he bought more properties like Forbes so that he could ruin even more stuff.
Welcome to Shitty Walk. Can I take an order, pre?
We're just having tea, thank you.
Okay, you just want a tea and talk about shitty male-dominated society. That's fine.
Now, that would be really annoying.
That could be used to make the same movies over and over again while appealing to absolutely everyone.
Again, appealing to absolutely everyone and no one at the same time. I don't get why they keep getting better.
The Panderstone worked great for a while, but then came the hate mail. Ugly letters from racists who couldn't stand that some of the Panderstone's rehashes had diverse women characters in the lead.
Maybe, just maybe, they weren't actually hate mails, but the fans expressing how their favorite movies were becoming bad with time. Maybe they were trying to give you feedback on how to improve the movies. Someone smart would have used the feedback to improve the movies.
Last few movies you've shit out have been real stinkers.
I do believe all of them were stinkers. I don't think she ever made anything that was good.
All I ever wanted was to make great entertainment, believe me. But as soon as you start getting piles and piles of hate mail, endless messages calling you the C word, you can't think straight.
This is one of the few mishaps of the episode. They are giving her a way out, shifting the blame onto the fans. Obviously, if she did get hate, then it's cause the movies she was making were bad. If the movies weren't bad, she would have never gotten hate, and why would she be the only one who ever gotten hate? Everyone gets them. If anything, they should be used to gauge fan reaction and change course of the franchise accordingly.
You're the one who caused all this!
Fuck you! You're the one who caused all this!
I wouldn't have tried to fight racism with the Panderstone if you hadn't written all those letters.
I wouldn't have written all those letters if you haven't tried to fight racism with the fucking Panderstone!
They're trying the whole chicken and egg thing, just as it is obvious it's the egg that came first. It's Kennedy who made bad movies first. On top of all that, Star Wars wasn't made to be a platform for anything. It was supposed to be just for entertainment. It's okay if you want to create a show as a platform for something, but you have to create something new with that in mind. You can't just use a pre-existing IP which was never supposed to be used for agenda. It's when something treasured and cherished by someone gets ruined by someone else that people get angry.
So that's it. That's the connection. I reacted to you, and you reacted to me.
And I guess we created each other.
It's not the fans' fault that she doesn't know how to make movies. Again, they're shifting the blame. Anyhow, movies are not supposed to be made to fight anything. They're supposed to be made to entertain. It can be done, but you need talent to do it right. And Kathleen Kennedy does not have. It wasn't a reaction to each other. She just made her own movies filled with her own agenda and propaganda.
I don't think I've ever said this before in my life, but I'm sorry. I lashed out so hard and used the C word so many times you didn't really have a choice but to double down.
So that essentially represents the fans' apologizing, which is insane. We're not the ones with billion-dollar properties at their fingertips. Another choice result, which is in the wrong. It's not the fans' fault for wanting something better.
I'm back, you guys! Carl, I'm back! I was so wrong about Kathleen Kennedy, Carl. She's so awesome! Okay, what Carmen is this?
I think it's the brainwashed one, because he was right about her from the get-go. She is the one who destroyed and beloved franchise. It's weird the way they are bending the knee to her and lying about her misdeeds and trying to make her look like the victim when she clearly is not.
We have a lot of changes to discuss at the company. From now on, we're only going to make original content that doesn't pander.
Sure we will, Kate. Sure we will.
That's definitely not something she would ever do. She's probably gonna find new ways to ruin anything that's left. Overall, it pandered to both sides. One which is in the right, the fans, and other which is Disney and all the propaganda peddled by the corporations. But the episode was still very fun, and it did do a lot of the things right. And so overall, I did like the episode, I guess.